Hello, everybody. Rural 2IC with another morning chat. And yeah, look, you can see me. But the reason for that is because I'm actually going to make this video on the day before because I have some traveling to do for work in the morning. And especially it'll be early and I will not be in very good cell phone range. So I'll go ahead and make this out. And if you missed yesterday's video, I said one of my lines that, uh, for whatever reason, seems to get misconstrued or taken in the wrong light or context. So I want to do a video to kind of clear up on that one. And that line is something is better than nothing. And what I mean by that is that we are all in a different place in life. Some of us are older, some of us are younger, some of us are in a better financial area than others. Some have more responsibility. Some made bad choices, and you got to pay the bill when the bill comes due. So we all have different areas in our life that require a different amount of attention. You have a single person with a really good job, a lot of disposable income. Well, guess what? They've got the money and the time to be able to do things versus you have somebody that maybe has kids and adopted kids, maybe taking care of a sick, mom or dad or grandma. Maybe they've got a lot going on. Maybe they volunteer. You don't know what other people's lives are. And so when I say that something is better than nothing, take it as maybe a college kid. Okay, if they are going through and they're eating ramen noodle 4 meals, 5 meals out of the week, are you going to sit there and say, "Hey, man, go get a steak. It's better for you," or eat this or eat that? No. What are you going to do? You want to tell them to starve to death because they cannot afford to go and get a better meal? Do you think that they would rather eat ramen than to go get a really nice meal? No, they're trying to live within their means. Something is better than nothing, right? And it kind of goes in the same thing. Well, why are you wearing that? Why don't you, go buy you a nice designer suit or, go buy a brand new pair of jeans or get that name brand expensive coat or book bag or prepping item, right? Maybe they can't afford it. Okay. Maybe it's just not on the cards right now. And it's one of those things that we just have to be mindful. Just because we can afford it or we have the time doesn't mean that somebody else can't. And that's why, for me, that line rings true. But I guess for me, that I need to do a better job of explaining it. And so, as long as you know what you're buying, okay, if you are paying $2, $3 for a meal, you have that expectation. It's probably not going to be the most filling and most delicious meal you've ever had in your life, but it's something. It's calories. It's something in your stomach to get you by. Now, it's one of those that goes on the opposite end too. Just because you have the money doesn't necessarily need that I go and pay $500 for a steak that I could go somewhere else and pay 30 or 50 for, right? Just because it's expensive or the name of the restaurant or whatever, is recognized by everybody and that's an upclass thing, doesn't mean it's the greatest. It's no guarantee. Doesn't mean that there's not a cheaper alternative that's just as good or sometimes even better in some of the instances. So we have to make sure that when we go through and we tell people, the various things when they are getting prepping items, as long as you know what you're buying and what you're getting into, then it's okay, right? It's if I buy some really cheap item, and that's the best that I can afford, then I need to make sure that I know what it is. Um, that if my life is going to depend on it, and that's the best that I can possibly afford, or that's the best class that I can possibly take, you've got to make it work, right? That's improvise, overcome, adapt, all the different sayings that we do. Because let's say it's a really long SHTF event, those designer things and those big name brands, they're not going to be out there. Okay. You're going to have to make do. You're probably going to have homemade redneck hillbilly engineered stuff that you're just going to have to make work. It's not the big expensive designer thing. Maybe you're going to have cousin Billy Bob's whatever, and he's going to become the new fad of the latest gear or something like that, because he's very skilled with his hands and he knows what he's doing. Somebody will look at that and they'll be like, oh, that's a Billy Bob, isn't it? Right? We'll see. Hopefully we don't get to that point. But I just want to put that out there. If you know what you're buying and you have that clear expectation, if you go out and you field test it and you can make it work, right? A really good carpenter doesn't complain about his brand of tooling. He's a really good carpenter. Doesn't matter what's in his hands, right? So just be mindful, right? It's personal. Um, Take it for what it is, and do the best that you can. So that's what I've got for you guys today. I hope you guys have an amazing day, a blessed day. Stay tuned because there's more information to come. And with that, remain united. We're all prepping in this together.